The idea that we're at a moment in time as to where the Attorney General would have the nerve to say that ICE will leave Minnesota as soon as we get the voter information that we want.
Trump administration is engaging in a quid pro quo. The words quid pro quo will be in the headline. Here's the central question. Did Pam Bondi snatch defeat from the jaws of victory by sending a letter linking the surge in Minneapolis to three policies that Trump wants to overturn? One, he wants the state to repeal sanctuary laws. They want voter data. What is any of this related to the surge? And this is it's a classic story, Michael, where we have Volodymyr Zelensky. I'd like you to do me a favor, though. Brad Raffensperger, go find 11,800 votes. What we have here is the use of the surge, the putting 3,000 to 4,000 federal agents on the streets of Minneapolis. Why? Because Pam Bondi might want voter data from the state of Minnesota.
Not about fentanyl, not about immigrants, not about fraud. It's all about the voter information. We are killing people in the streets for voter information. What would make them want that voter information? Why are they putting all this pressure on Minnesota for voter information? Private, protected voter information. Rigging, maybe? So now they want to take away your guns.
From the conservative movement, from the Second Amendment community, from the NRA, is what you would expect is you would see a massive backlash against the federal government for infringing on constitutional rights. But no, that's not been the reaction. This has.
What is your advice to the people right now who are outraged that this is a second killing at the hands of Border Patrol in 2 weeks?
As Christy said, you cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple. You don't have that right to break the law and incite violence.
They want to start with, oh, no guns at the protests anymore. After Kyle Rittenhouse. After all them people stood in front of the Michigan State House threatening the governor.
Brought a weapon to a protest? I mean, who else would do that? I don't know. You mean like this? Oh, yeah. What was that during COVID that we were all complaining about? Overreach of an authoritarian government? Well, what's this? Trump supporters are staging armed protests to stick it to coronavirus. Huh, well, would you look at that? And for me, honestly, I actually support your right to do this because I'm a Second Amendment absolutist.
Remember the armed protests up there? They had AKs, full metal So now that all of them work for ICE, though, we're not allowed to have guns. NRA, all these gun activists. Charlie Kirk must be rolling over in his grave.
Confused about what the Second Amendment is now all of a sudden. Let's see what Charlie Kirk had to say about the Second Amendment.
Second Amendment is not about hunting. I love hunting. The Second Amendment is not even about personal defense. That is important. Okay. The Second Amendment is there, God forbid, so that you can defend yourself against a tyrannical government. Oh. Come on.
Huh, well, imagine that. The Second Amendment is there to, God forbid, protect yourself if you need to against a tyrannical government.
I don't know. Maybe it's about time that we have the biggest gun show in history. A protest for the First Amendment rights and the Second Amendment rights. Maybe it's time for a 1 million-man march of armed civilians to exercise our First and Second Amendment right. What do y'all think?